Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera and HBAR. And before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask all those HBAR variants out there to hit that like button and also comment down below what you believe is the most exciting thing right now around the Hedera community. So with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with this tweet that I tweeted out the other day. This is in response to Christian Hasker's tweet. And I said that's a big L on Cardano's side. Then again, all I really needed to do was look at the amount of lifetime transactions on ADA versus the last week on HBAR. That's a bigger L. And if you guys did miss it, there's been a ton of FUD coming from the Cardano community. And this was basically talking about the transactions on Hedera. They were basically saying that there's no value created around these and things like that. And then we've seen the individual who did make the tweet respond saying, come on, my tweets are my opinion. I'm not related to anyone in Cardano community. You.today often create articles from random tweets. Sorry. And then we do see don't deal in opinions, deal in facts. You didn't even do basic research, retract, or clarify your initial tweet. Instead of celebrating the industry's first use case at enterprise scale, Avery Dennison, you dismissed valid transactions. And we do see you have the emotional intelligence and integrity to either stand by what you've said and prove it, or admit you misspoke and stand down. Don't start making excuses. Come on, the facts I presented just are my opinion, guys. And yeah. Again, when we really kind of look at what's happening around like the consensus service itself and things happening around Hedera in terms of like transactional value, we've talked about the transactional value many times in the past in terms of what's actually being transacted on Hedera, what's happening around Hedera. We do have the first major enterprise grade use case live on Hedera right now. That's why we start to see a massive transactional demand. And even then, there's so much more happening on Hedera as well. And this is just like the beginning. And it's crazy that we do see community members from other major networks getting a little bit jealous, getting salty, and, creating FUD around, again, another major network. Like, this is why I threw some shade in that tweet, and I even continued to throw some shade because I said over here, like, the one statistic that I've been constantly focused on behind Hedera, the total TVL, when including all DeFi offering, is over 2 billion plus HBAR and has already leapfrogged ADA. And this is from DeFi Girl XO over on Twitter. And I said, like, no wonder why the ADA community is so salty about HBAR and can't stop FUDding on Hedera, because this was not the only FUD piece, by the way. Like, there was other tweets coming out as well. And it's just crazy to me that we're sitting here in 2023. We have a first enterprise grade use case live, and we're still seeing massive FUD. And here you guys have the DeFi offering. This is in HBAR that DeFi girl posted. Now, this is probably not including the other staking pools, because like if I turned off staking, you could see this drop drastically. Or maybe actually it didn't drop. I think that this is not, or maybe it's because of liquid staking. That's what it was. So if you exclude liquid staking, then yeah, the value drops, but we're sitting at about roughly 121.82 million. We were up to about like 130, almost 5 million. And here you guys have, last week we were sitting at like 2 billion plus. And now we're sitting at roughly 1.84 billion. But hey, it is still pretty significant, and I love to see it. And again, I've been focused on this metric so much because when we go over here to the metrics area and we actually look at where Hedera is, I mean, it's very close to flipping near. It's very close to flipping Bitcoin. We've already flipped ADA. ADA is sitting at about $97.71 million in TVL. And again, like, this is crazy to me because like ADA is still being touted as like one of the most incredible projects out there, where I don't really see a lot of value being created. Just my opinion, of course. But then over here, we do see, looking forward to SushiSwap's MetaMask integration. Many more people will be able to experience the speed, fairness, and low fixed cost of Hedera DeFi. The new UI/UX sounds great too. And yeah, we're starting to see a lot more updates from SushiSwap. We're starting to see cross-chain becoming a big focus point from Hedera's side. And I think that this is great because, again, like in terms of like TVL, going back to the TVL count over here, SushiSwap is accounting for about roughly almost $29 million, and I would expect this to continue to grow at an astronomical rate. Also, for those HBAR out there that recently were watching the transactional flow, yeah, we hit 3 billion transactions on the mainnet. And I said 3 billion. Show me another chain even close to Hedera in transactional demand. I'll wait. Enterprise adoption and utility cases will reshape the value and meaning behind this entire industry. Beyond excited to see what HBAR does on the run-up. And here we have the Hedera mainnet has officially processed over 3 billion transactions. A massive thank you to the users, projects, and enterprises who made this possible, showcasing the power of the network and driving global DLT adoption. And we're just getting started. See you at 4 billion. And you know what's crazy? This got posted on the 22nd. In 2 days, we added almost 100 million transactions. So, hey, you know, give us 20 days. Maybe we'll be at 4 billion. Who knows? Transactions still doing very, very well. In the 1 week span, we did see a little bit of a slowdown there. But then yesterday, we picked right back up, sitting at about like roughly 43.5 million transactions. And right now on the 25th, we're sitting at about like 9.6 million, almost 9.7 million, and the day just started. So, and yeah, this is getting recorded a little bit earlier. This is going to go live at like around 5 p.m. But hey, we still see incredible transactional demand here. And by the way, for those out there that do want to see the value behind this, I know that this is not going to be significant, but we're sitting at about like roughly 5.7K being created per day in value, which is not a lot. I know it's about 83, almost 84,000 HBAR per day being transacted on Hedera. I'm looking forward to when we start to see a lot more transactional demand, because again, like you could see the transactional fee per transaction here. So there's not going to be a lot of value created from these transactions until we get to like, you know, 500 million per day or 5 billion per day. And you might be thinking that I'm crazy, thinking that we'll get to 5 billion plus a day in transactional demand. But I want to share with you guys real quick where we were at in terms of like the max TPS. So max TPS was sitting at about 8,000 per second. All right, 8,000 per second. That is absolutely crazy. That means every minute, if we're at 8,000 transactions per second, every minute, that is 480,000 transactions. In 1 hour, we would be sitting at roughly 28.8 million. So think about where we would be at if we were doing that every single day. We would be almost at 1 billion per day. And the crazy thing about this is that we're not even hitting the max TPS that's throttled at, which is at 10,000 TPS. So think about the day where we have multiple enterprise grade use cases and we're doing well over 10,000 TPS, maybe like on the low end, when we're talking about enterprise grade adoption, mass enterprise grade adoption, 25,000 transactions per second. Per minute, that would be 1.5 million transactions per minute. That would be 90 million transactions per hour. That would be almost 2 billion transactions a day. That's going to happen. I strongly believe it. We are sitting at 500 million transactions in 1 month span. In the 1 week span, we're sitting at roughly 267.5 million. Average TPS sitting at about roughly almost 440. This is significant. I think going forward, I think that a lot of people are going to be surprised with how much Hedera will be powering the enterprise grade area. We go over here. Hedera, transparent governance, ABFT security, predictable fees, when DLT is the foundation upon which businesses can improve their offerings. Hedera is an easy choice. Have a look at the growing community of enterprises building real-world DLT solutions. And yeah, when you go over here to the enterprise-grade applications, I've talked to you guys about many of the ones that I'm very excited for a few of these to go live. So far, we only have Avery Dennison that has gone live. They're doing incredible things. But think about these other ones, right? Think about like FPOS, which we've talked about them many times in the past, that are a huge giant. When this goes live, this is going to be a big game changer. But also think about a few of these other ones. right? I've talked to you guys about Neuron. Neuron is going to change everything. This could easily provide us billions of TPS or billions of transactions per day and change the TPS demand greatly. Then you have ServiceNow. ServiceNow is a huge one. We talk about, even like LG. LG recently announced their big game changer around NFTs within their TVs. You have Toco over here. Toco is going to be a big one. Timeless. I mean, there's so many. The Coupon Bureau still didn't go live. We're betting big on the Coupon Bureau. I think that they're going to be a big one, very similar to Avery Dennison. I mean, you really got to understand the long-term growth of Hedera right now, because if you're not sitting here and you're not thinking like, okay, well, yeah, I mean, HBAR might be big, but I'm trying to look to sell in a year. Okay? Sit back and go and look at the Amazon chart. Go look at Amazon a year after like the .com bubble. Look at it 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And I'm not trying to say like, hey, we're gonna have to sit here and hold HBAR for 5 years. No, I'm just saying like these are assets that are fundamentally changing the way value is being created. Value is moving. It's disrupting business workflows. It's disrupting enterprise grade workflows. And not only that, but it's improving everyday life and everyday business flows for a lot of these giants out there. I always say this like with ServiceNow. ServiceNow is a great one because this is changing the workflows and digitizing workflows right now around every single major company out there. I mean, like almost every single major company out there. If you go over to the case study, like you could see 80% of the Fortune 500 penetration, 6,900 customers, digitizing workflows. This is going to be through everything. You could see everything tied to this. You have data integrity and algorithmic trust, tokenization and digital assets, digital identity and privacy, multi-party business processes. Like this is centered on every single major thing around business. This is what we look at. This is what we look at when we focus on just the scale of what Hedera will be disrupting. And there is so much more happening on Hedera. It's not just centered on enterprise adoption and enterprise grade applications. Like go look at the Web3 ecosystem, right? Zeus Market. Zeus Market is a great example of this. Like I compare Zeus Market to OpenSea almost, right? 124 million HBAR has been transacted on NFTs. Average sale price is about 1.5K HBAR, 80, almost 6,000 items sold. If you guys have been following the channel, if you guys have been following Zeus Market for a while, you know that these statistics here are astronomically greater than when we first started talking about Zeus. Things are picking up. People are realizing the value proposition behind Hedera. And it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, before Hedera becomes a leading chain. And you could see exactly why a lot of people are FUDing on Hedera right now. It's challenging other chains because the technology and the efficiencies around Hedera is far greater than most major chains out there. And if I was a developer, if I was working for another chain and I see how efficient Hedera is, yeah, I'm going to get worried. I'm going to get scared. Hedera is becoming a leader in this space. And it's only a matter of time. It truly is only a matter of time before people really realize the value behind HBAR. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because I'm more free content. So you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it was up to you all, have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.